So sa video na to at sa mga susunod na videos ay mag-aaral tayo kung paano mag-calculate ng limits. So more on strategies na from this video and the next few videos. Let's try number 1. The limit as x approaches 2 of x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2. Now this is a rational function and napag-aralan natin sa previous videos na pwede na tayong mag-substitute directly as long as the denominator is not equal to 0. Pero kung mapapansin nyo, pag sinubstitute natin yung 2 dun sa x, ay magkakaroon tayo ng 0 divided by 0, which cannot be, So ano gagawin natin pag ganito yung sitwasyon? Well, ang una yung dapat tignan is pwede ba kayo mag-factor doon sa numerator at sa denominator. Check natin. Pwede ba natin i-factor yung x squared minus 4? Pwede, This is difference of 2 squares. So this is equal to the limit as x approaches 2 of, ang factor ng x squared minus 4? This is x plus 2 times x minus 2. And we divide that by x minus 2. And may common factor tayo na x minus 2. So divided by x minus 2, 1. Divided by x minus 2, 1. Which means that we are left with the limit as x approaches 2 of x plus 2. And that is equal to, this is already a polynomial function, which means na pwede na tayo mag-substitute directly. Substitute natin yung 2 dun sa x. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Now this means that the limit as x approaches 2 of x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2 is equal to 4. Question, bakit natin inallow yung cancellation? Because pag sinabi nating limit, ang kailangan natin ay numbers na malapit sa 2. So yung symbol na to, x approaches 2, it doesn't mean that x equals 2. Sinasabi lang niya na malapit sa 2. Kasi pag nag-x equals 2 ka, magiging 0 divided by 0 siya, di ba? Next, we have the limit as t approaches 5 of 2t minus 10 all over t squared minus 3t minus 10. So, kung mapapansin nyo, pag sinubstitute natin yung 5 directly, magkakaroon naman tayo ng 0 denominator. That's 25 minus 15 minus 10, which is equal to 0. And again, yung una yung gagawin ay check if you can factor. Sa mga susunod, mag-aaral pa tayo ng iba pang strategies. But as of now, ay kailangan ang unang-una yung gawin is to check if you can factor. So this is equal to the limit as t approaches 5. So this is 2 times t minus 5 divided by, ang factor ng t squared minus 3t minus 10. Ang negative 10 ay negative 5 and 2 or 5 and negative 2. Since negative 3t siya, so this is t minus 5 times t plus 2. Kasi magiging minus 5t plus 2t, magiging negative 3t. And from here, we can cancel, which means that this is equal to the limit as t approaches 5 of 2 over t plus 2. This is a rational function, which means na pwede natin substitute yung number na ina-approach ng t as long as the denominator is not equal to 0. So this is equal to 2/7. Pag nilagay mo yung 5 doon sa t, magiging 7 siya. Next, the limit as z minus 4 of z squared plus 2z minus 8 divided by z squared plus 7z plus 12. Masyadong malayo. So this is equal to the limit as z approaches negative 4. Kung titignan nyo yan, magiging 0 yung denominator niyan, This is 16. This is negative 28. And this is 12. So pag in-add nyo yan, magiging 0 yan. That's why we need to factor. So ang factor ng numerator ay z plus 4 tsaka z minus 2. At yung denominator ay z plus 4 times z plus 3. Right? We can cancel z plus 4, and we are left with the limit approaches negative 4 of z minus 2 all over z plus 3. This is already a rational function, which means that we can substitute negative 4 minus 2 over negative 4 plus 3. So this is equal to negative 6 divided by negative 1, which is equal to 6. Okay, so the limit of z squared plus 2z minus 8 divided by z squared plus 7z plus 12 as z approaches negative 4 is equal to 6. Check natin yung number 4. The limit as x approaches 3 of x squared minus 7x plus 12 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 9. So this is equal to the limit as x approaches 3 of x minus, parehong minus kasi minus 7x tapos plus yung dulo. So ano ang factor ng 12 na ang sum ay negative 7? So this is 4 and 3. And then this is a perfect square. This is x minus 3 times x minus 3. You can cancel again. Pero tignan nyo, pag nag-substitute ako ng 3 dito, 0 pa rin siya. So ano kaya nangyayari pag ganito? Well, pwede tayo mag-sign analysis, no? Kaso magiging masyadong mahaba itong video na ito. Pwede ko na lang siguro ipakita sa inyo yung graph, no? Ang graph nito ay merong asymptote, no? Pag wala kang makancel tapos may denominator ka na magiging 0, ibig sabihin meron kang asymptote. And as you can see, this is the graph. And ito yung x equals 3 ng asymptote niya, no? And kung mapapansin nyo, as x approaches 3 from the left, no? Yung f of x natin pataas ng pataas, no? Approaches positive infinity. And yung as x approaches 3 from the right, pababa naman yung values ng f of x natin. So actually from the graph, it shows that the limit of f of x, ilagay ko na f of x para hindi na tayo magsulat ng maraming letters and variables. As x approaches 3 from the left, so pagaling dito, the limit is actually positive infinity. And the limit of f of x as x approaches 3 from the right is actually equal to negative infinity. So ano nga sabi natin pag hindi pareho yung right hand limit tsaka left hand limit? If the left hand limit does not equal the right hand limit, then the limit does not exist. So dito, pwede nating sabihin the limit does not exist at x equals 3. Minsan, ang nilalagay lang dyan ay DNE. So, depende sa teacher niyo, tanongin niyo kung pwede na yung DNE. Pag sinabi natin, does not exist. Alright, so kung gusto niyo pang matutunan yung mga asymptotes, no? Yung holes, asymptotes, panoorin niyo yung series natin on rational functions. Alright, so that's it. Maraming salamat. Sana nag-enjoy kayo dito sa ating video. Huwag niyo kalimutan mag-subscribe sa ating channel. I'll see you in the next tutorial.